Welcome to you, Mother Truckers. You sent us some really fascinating material this week, a couple wild flash fiction stories. We're doing a pit stop into these, almost like taking the best parts of, an action movie or a page-turning thriller and just crunching them down.
Exactly. It's about getting that kind of high-impact story hit, but then um, digging a little deeper into what makes these really short stories so compelling.
First up, we've got a flash fiction story you shared called Gravity Break. Now imagine this. A kid named Kai, he's from the Junker clans. Think of them as like the ultimate scavengers in space, living off scraps and
But
salvage.
living on the fringes?
And somehow this kid manages to enter the Galactic Open, this incredibly prestigious cosmic wave race. But get this, he's not on some sleek new board. He's riding this ancient salvaged thing he found in like a debris field.
Yeah.
What struck you about that initial setup?
Well, what's fascinating immediately is how it kind of flicks expectations. You have this high stakes, probably super advanced race, right? And our main guy is literally riding a piece of junk, basically, a piece of the past. It really makes you ask, what potential is just, lying dormant in the stuff we throw away or ignore? It's not just an underdog story. It's about the unexpected power of old things.
Right. And it quickly becomes clear this isn't just a quirky ride choice. This ancient board starts reacting in strange ways, almost like it's alive.
Yeah.
Kai starts getting these flashes, these visions of a forgotten civilization and some sort of catastrophic threat that wiped them out. This is where it gets really interesting for me. It's like the race itself is just the backdrop for something way bigger.
Precisely. The personal goal, winning the race, gets tangled up with this much larger mystery. The board is like a conduit, linking Kai not just to the waves, but to this lost history. It makes you wonder about the stories objects can hold, the echoes of the past that might still be out there.
And then things take a dangerous turn. Other racers, the ones with the fancy modern boards, they start having malfunctions. And there are these sudden spatial rifts opening up during the race. It feels like more than just accidents. It hints at sabotage, maybe?
That definitely raises the stakes. Why would someone want to disrupt this race so drastically? It suggests that maybe Kai and his weird old board are a threat to someone.
Or that the race itself is somehow connected to this forgotten history in a dangerous way.
Yeah, exactly. It moves beyond just a simple competition into something more like a conspiracy.
Absolutely. And the climax is just wild. The final wave of the race takes place inside a forming supernova. Talk about upping the ante.
Wow.
It's not just about speed anymore. It's about surviving a literal cosmic event.
And if you connect that back to the visions, the glimpses of the past, it makes you wonder if this supernova is somehow related to the threat that destroyed that ancient civilization.
Like history repeating itself.
Maybe. And is Kai, through his connection with the board, somehow destined to play a role in stopping another catastrophe?
And the way it resolves is so intriguing. Kai doesn't just, cross the finish line. He seems to ride the wave of supernova energy. And as he does, the malfunctions and the spatial rifts just stop. They vanish. It's like the board responding to him and maybe this ancient conflict somehow corrected the instability. He's not just a winner. He feels like a catalyst, What are your thoughts on that ending?
It really reinforces the idea that the most powerful forces might not always be the obvious ones. Kai's connection to this ancient tech, fueled by his own grit, seems to tap into something fundamental, something that can even counteract these huge cosmic disruptions.
Yeah.
It suggests a kind of intuitive understanding that goes beyond just pure tech skill.
Okay, let's shift gears now. Let's dive into our second flash fiction story, The Seventh Element. This one takes us to a world where everything is balanced by 6 core elements. Fire, metal, water, air, and we can assume earth, and maybe one other crucial 6th one, though it's not explicitly named. What's the immediate feeling you get from a world built on such a defined system?
Well, it sets up a sense of order, right? Predictability. The people in this world likely have a deep understanding of these 6 elements, how they work, how they interact. This framework is probably the foundation for their society, their magic, maybe even their spirituality.
So
Introducing something that doesn't fit into that system is inherently disruptive, massively so.
exactly. And that's precisely what happens. We meet Maya, who is an air elemental, graceful light connected to the winds, but then this terrifying void appears. It's described as a 7th element, but like not in a good way.
Right.
It's an absence, a nothingness, and it inexplicably marks Maya. How do you think that concept, an element of absence, messes with our usual understanding of elemental systems.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it?
Hmm.
An element defined by what it isn't, that immediately creates fear and misunderstanding. Their whole worldview is based on the presence and interaction of these 6 fundamental forces. So something that represents absence. It challenges the very fabric of their reality. It's the ultimate unknown.
You can only imagine the fallout for Maya. Suddenly, she's not just Maya the air elemental, she's this pariah, this dangerous anomaly. Her own air powers become erratic, like tainted by this void. Talk about a quick and brutal ostracization. What does Maya's experience tell us about how societies react to the unfamiliar?
Yeah, it really highlights that common human tendency, well, maybe not just human, tendency to fear what we don't understand. Established systems, whether they're elemental in fiction or societal norms in reality, often create these rigid boundaries. And anything that falls outside those boundaries can be seen as a threat. That leads to prejudice, isolation. Maya becomes a symbol of this disruption, and the first reaction is just fear and rejection.
But thankfully, Maya isn't totally alone. Her friends representing earth, fire, and presumably water, and that unnamed 6th element, they stick by her. Then the earth elemental even manages to coax a tiny bit of life to bloom on her void-marked wrist. That small act feels incredibly significant, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and such a powerful symbol of hope,
Yeah.
and resilience in the face of all that despair. It shows the strength of connection, loyalty. It suggests that even when there's overwhelming fear, empathy and understanding can still win out sometimes. Their friendship becomes this crucial anchor for Maya as she's grappling with this terrifying new part of herself.
Yeah. So they go on the run, these young elementals, trying to figure out the mystery of the void. Maya is battling this internal emptiness, this kind of temptation to just give into it. And they meet others marked by the void, fellow outcasts, but also these sinister figures who see the void as a weapon, something to be exploited for destruction. What does this wider conflict reveal about the nature of power and fear?
It shows that even something seen as negative or destructive can be viewed as a source of power by some people. The fear around the void creates a kind of vacuum that others try to fill, either by trying to understand and control it, like Maya and her friends, or by exploiting its destructive side. It raises the question, is the void inherently evil, or is its nature determined by how it's perceived and used?
Good point. And the climax of this flash fiction story is really interesting. It's not some big external battle, but this intense internal struggle within Maya. Her friends rally around her, channeling their elemental powers into her, and instead of the void consuming everything, it transforms. It becomes this unpredictable, potent force, a blend of all the elements, not just absence. What did you make of that transformation?
It's a pivotal moment, really. It suggests that even something initially seen as purely negative can be a catalyst for change, for growth. The void, when it's met with understanding and support from her friends, doesn't destroy. It evolves. It becomes something new, multifaceted. It challenges that initial fear and opens up the possibility of a more complex understanding of their world.
It's like the established order was challenged, but not necessarily broken, you know? The
Right.
elders in their society might have wanted the old balance back for Maya and the void to just disappear.
Right. Restore the status quo.
But Maya's journey shows that maybe true balance isn't about rigidity. Maybe it's about the capacity to adapt and find equilibrium, even when fundamental forces shift. She becomes this symbol of change, of embracing the unknown.
Exactly. It speaks to the idea that progress, evolution, often comes from those moments of disruption, those unexpected challenges to how we see the world. By accepting and integrating the void, Maya, and maybe her whole society, have the potential to reach a new level of understanding and resilience.
So there you have it. In this pit stop, we've plunged into 2 very different flash fiction stories you shared. One where a cosmic race unearths an ancient conflict, and another where a fundamental elemental balance is completely upended by a mysterious new force.
And despite their different settings and plots, both stories kind of resonate with that theme of the unexpected, right? How seemingly ordinary circumstances or individuals can become pivotal when facing the unknown.
Yeah, in Gravity Break, it really makes you think, what if the most groundbreaking discoveries are hidden in plain sight, in the things we overlook? What does Kai's ride on that salvage board tell us about the potential of the discarded and the courage that can pop up in the most unlikely heroes?
And with the 7th element, consider that idea of balance. Is it about maintaining a static, unchanging order? Or is that about the ability to adapt and find a new equilibrium when the foundations shift? What does Maya's experience suggest about our first reactions to things we don't understand and the potential for transformation within what seems negative?
These flash fiction stories, even though they're brief, they give us so much to chew on about destiny, the mysteries hidden all around us, and the courage it takes to face the impossible. We hope this pit stop has sparked some thoughts for you. Rate and follow you, Mother Truckers, for more captivating mysteries from the world of flash fiction. We'll catch you next time with more wild tales.